Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I want to talk about self-care in relation to something I'm going through right now. So my mom is 86 years old and she's currently on hospice, and we're in the process of her transitioning. So it's been really just allowing me to take some time to reflect upon my relationship with my mom. So I've had a lot of opportunities to share quite a few of my memories of growing up as a child in the Jehovah's Witness religion. And of course, my mom was part of that experience. So to see her now, and the state that she's been in the past, I would say 20 years, as she has, declined with her functionality, and now we're in this final chapter of her life, it really has given me the time to just sit back and reflect and sit in it a little bit. I'm so incredibly grateful, one, to be a survivor of that experience. I've talked a great deal about the things that I have accomplished and the things I have developed in my own personal adult life as a result of that experience, and the things I'm continuing to do in my process. So my mother, as I said, she's 86 years old. She's 86 years old, and she's currently on hospice care, and she is passing away. So the woman that I see before me now is not the same individual, which occurs with regular aging. I'm not the same person I was when I was 18. So as we grow, as we age, we do become different versions of ourselves. But I think the relationship between a child and their parent, particularly in my case, my mom, because she was really the one that toed the line on following the rule of the Jehovah's Witness faith, where she gave very little leeway to not toe that line, and to make sure that all penalties were carried out swiftly and harshly, and she did not allow us to operate outside of that spectrum. So now to see her go through this involvement, she left the same time that I did. Interesting enough, was after my father passed away, my mother started to roll back her relationships with the Jehovah's Witness congregation. And when I look back, the whole story, I can already see when my parents were starting to pull away, even before my father passed away. So now we're at this point, for the past 30 years of my mom's life, she has been able to live a life that she wants, actually facilitated by me, her daughter. Now she got her own place. She's created friends outside of the Jehovah's Witness world. In fact, she actually had a really, well, currently still does, just established a really close relationship with someone in her community, and they've been friends for over 20 years. They would go to these senior citizen events together, and they would go shopping. Just really just having a nice older adult relationship. And so it was really nice to see my mom be able to do that for herself, and I'm very happy to be a part of that process with her. But there's also a sense of duality as far as in my mind to be a, when I think of my mother, and she was so tough. And she really was the disciplinarian in our family, especially with the Jehovah's Witness rules. She really made sure that we did not deviate from Jehovah's Witnesses how rulings to raise up their children. And my mom was really harsh. And my mom was the one that tore up my letter to go to college. She was the one that did not want me to go to my high school prom. Was really harsh if I had any interest in boys in school. Just really, really harsh with her parenting style. Now, of course, I have talked about when I look at my perspective of really taking the time to tease out those things that I feel have been a benefit to my adult life. Of course, there are tons of things that have not been, but I cannot stay in those sunken places. I have to, in order to progress my life, be able to garnish the things that were used to help mold me, and also to challenge me to push forward and not to be stuck in that type of mindset. So self-care is really important, especially now for me as I'm dealing with my mom as she's passing away. In fact, I'm heading over to sit with her for a little bit right after recording this video today. So I'm just in a tender place right now. I'm in a tender place, and thankfully I've already been doing self-care so to help me prepare for when I have experiences like this. So I have a good foundation to be able to operate from. but just give myself a little bit of extra TLC, a little bit of extra time, a little bit of extra patience and kindness to myself as I'm going through this process with my mother. So what are some of the things that I've been doing? So one of the things I find so valuable is sleeping in. So you grew up as Jehovah Witness child. You know that Saturdays you did not sleep in. You got up early because it was time to go out to the field service. Even now, I still have a little bit of like angst when I wake up, just because of just the sheer, gut wrenching social anxiety that I encountered when I was required to go into field service with my family. A little bit of that residual effect still occurs today. So for me to be able to sleep in, that is a luxury, and that's something that I just really enjoy doing. So part of my self-care is on the weekends like today. Today is Saturday. I slept in. I just kind of take in bed, just relaxed. Have a book by the bed. I can just kind of look at that if I want to, or just sleep. Just not have any expectation to get up at a certain time. Another thing that I am doing is my meditation. That's something that I do on the regular. But really making sure that to kick in another extra session, to really just give myself time to be in a quiet space. Especially in this circumstance, because you're in a medical community, there's a lot of conversations going back and forth, a lot of information you have to process as you're making these medical decisions for your family member. And there's also a lot of internal conversation as well to make sure I'm doing the right thing. In her regards, my primary concern is keeping her comfortable, because that's a conversation that she and I had before she got to the state, several years ago. So making sure that whatever decision that I am making, that is in alignment with her wishes, based on her living will, as well as conversations that we have had before we got to the space that we're in now. So with those kind of conversations, that type of mental talk that's going on, really important for me to carve out time to have a quiet space and a quiet time to really quiet my mind and to allow it to just put all those conversations in the right spaces in my brain, so I'm not overwhelmed by the experience. Another thing that I'm doing is making sure that I'm spending time with my family and trying to keep it balanced between spending time with her, but also, making sure that I'm looking after my family's needs as well. And that just be something as simple as having a conversation, walking out of the room, spending some time with my husband, coming home, allowing others to come in and sit with her. So it's not all on me, but sharing that experience with everyone else. That way I'm not the one that's carrying the majority of the responsibility of being there for her. So self-care, again, especially this time of year, as we don't have as much sunlight, or we have much sun, but we don't have the daylight hours are shortened because of our daylight saving schedule. And also, just this time of the year, seasonal affective depression is definitely at high risk for that. So you're making sure I'm in well-lit spaces to make sure I have enough light, so I can just feel better and have a better improved mood. Something else that I also do is walking. Again, even if it's just walking out in the hallway to where she's staying, just getting out and moving my body, going outside, taking a breath, breathing, allowing myself to operate outside of that space with her, so I can be refreshed and be able to be there with her when I need it, so I can be in just an overall better state of mind. So that's where I'm at today, just really focusing on my self-care. I encourage you to do the same, even if you're not dealing with the situation that myself and my family are currently experiencing right now. Life is full of various stressors throughout the day, throughout the year, throughout the week, the month. It's kind of things that we are impacted with as we walk through this thing we call life. So what do you do to manage your self-care? I said I do meditation and some other things, but there are other things that you can do as well to address your stress and to make sure that you're taking care of yourself. So if you can, please share with me in the chat. What are some things that you have done that have been successful that we can share with the community that we are creating here? They can help each other as far as what are you doing to reduce your stress and what are those activities that you're doing to help with your self-care. So until next time, I hope you all have a great day. Again, take care of yourself. You are important and you are worth it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you next time. Bye.